Up next, we're going to take a look at what is really kind of a variety pack of cosmic horror to use with the Mothership RPG system. Stay tuned. What is up, everyone? This is Everything Board Games, and I am your host for today, Paul, otherwise known as the Techno Funk Boy. So some of you may have heard, heard me or my music on the Dice and Dreary podcast. It was in that podcast that I first got to play Mothership. We were finishing up season 1, and our game master Jeff wanted to kind of step away from Strahd for a second and take a look at some cosmic horror. And so we ran a Mothership adventure. My character did survive, kinda. That's in Dice and Dreary. You feel free to listen. It was absolutely a blast, and I absolutely fell in love with the system then. If you're not familiar with it, Mothership is it's a sci-fi horror system, a rules light role-playing game system. It's very, very easy to play. It's very, very easy to run, but it's one of those systems that complement the setting so well that the rules themselves just fit so perfectly in with the mood you're trying to make with the game that it's always been just an absolute blast to play. And so when Tempest Tome Games announced their Terrors from the Cosmos Series 1, which is a box set of 5 adventure pamphlets for Mothership, I knew this was something that I needed to get my hands on. In the effort of full disclosure, Tempest Tone did provide me with this copy for the purposes of this review. So what you're going to find inside is 5 different adventures. Now, Mothership has these kind of pamphlet adventures in several cases, and what they are is the kind of fold out of the essential information for an adventure, kind of along the lines of being rules light, of being easy to play, easy to run. This is it ends up being a system that I was very suspicious of at first, but ends up being really nice because there's nothing like having all the information you need on 2 sides of trifold paper, which is fantastic. I'm able, with one of these, you're really able to get a very, very solid one shot out of them very easily. The last one I ran, and we just ran it last night, was the Tomb Ship of the Lich. Really, this was a hit with my players for sure, and we ended up getting a 3-hour adventure out of it, with me cutting out some encounters just because we had a hard stop time, and so cut out a couple of things so that we could wrap things up. And so these things are meaty. There's a lot of information in here, a lot of things that you're able to do. What you're going to be able to find inside, and this is very, very solid, high, kind of quality, kind of cardstock paper, is situation, any kind of stats for monsters that might be encountered, room information. Some of them, when was it this one? Yeah, this one might have a basic outline of the map as needed, and it's basically a quick outline of the situation, of the development of the problem and the solution, all wrapped up in a concise system. The other thing that's notable about them is that these 5 adventures are very, very different from one another. And they really, really show off the full range of what you can do with science fiction horror. Um, there are some of these adventures that are just absolutely kind of surreal, you know, situation. There are some that start off. I'm thinking particularly these two start off with a little bit more of a light tone. It doesn't stay that way. They're all horror. Things are gonna get dark, but starting off more with a light tone. Um, Medusa's Nest has that kind of claustrophobic feel to it, where you're not sure where where the problem's coming from and who it's going to snag next. Tomb Ship of the Lich has more of that more kind of Cthulhu, grand space entity quality to it, that the players are not really sure exactly what's going on, except that it's probably bad. But that sort of feel that something is happening that is way beyond yourself, that I really like in like Call of Cthulhu type games. And so there's a big variety in these games that are really going to keep your players guessing as to what's going to come next, but also keep there's enough substance in each one that they're going to propel your players forward and constantly looking for more, getting deeper into the problem to try to find a solution. And with any good Mothership adventure, very, very high danger to it. Very, very good probability that somebody's going to die. That really just adds that tension to these sorts of games, that you don't know whether your character is getting out or not. I was very, very happy with this set. I mentioned before that I was excited about it because this is for one of my favorite systems. Even so, this is something that I was very, very happy with. I wasn't expecting the sheer variety of the style here, and that's one thing that is really nice as as a game master, that there's so many different approaches that I can take for game night here, that so many different directions that I can possibly take the group, based on whim and mood, that I and then getting into the adventures themselves, there was a lot to them. There was a lot of development of the problem, and then how we get to a possible solution. So this is a current Kickstarter, and so I'm going to put the link in the description below. If this is the sort of thing that interests you, I think this is a solid pickup. I was very happy with the adventures themselves. I got abnormally excited. I've taken out all the pamphlets, but I got abnormally excited about the actual box itself. When you're playing a game that can be run very effectively on pamphlets, it's harder to keep track on the shelf. But this is a very very attractive case, especially with the Mothership style, which does kind of keep this art, kind of keeps it art style, the black and white grittiness of the art, that I like. And I was very excited just pulling this open and getting to read the adventures. I was very happy with the whole presentation of these. If you are if you're into this genre but if you don't know Mothership, this is something that I highly recommend. It, like I mentioned before, it is one of those perfect marriages between setting and rules that not only is it easy to start, and normally, like if I'm doing a one shot, we create characters on game night. It's it flows very easily, and it doesn't take a lot of time. Being rules light, it's easy to start up, it's easy to get going, and it just works really well with your sci-fi horror needs. And then check this one out, because this is going to give you a whole set of adventures that is really going to show you the different approaches that you can take with the Mothership system, and the different the different subgenres that are going to work really nicely using this rule set. So again, links below. Also, please stay tuned into everythingboardgames.com. We have many more reviews coming your way, some exciting projects upcoming that I'm kind of pumped about. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, please do so. Please hit that bell icon. That's going to notify you for the reviews coming out. And again, some cool stuff upcoming that I'm looking forward to taking a look at, and I think you're going to be interested in too. So I appreciate you hanging out. We'll catch you next time. Bye.